Obviously you're here because you love all things plants, and I thought, as I've done a bathroom tour, bedroom tour, why not do a living room tour? So today, that's what we're doing. Enjoy it. Hey planting peeps, welcome back to NichesPlants. My name is Kanisha, also known as Niche, and on this channel we talk, live and love plants. So if that's your thing, hit that bell button, subscribe so you don't miss out. So I've done a bedroom tour, bathroom tour, why not do a living room tour? Let's get to it. This is the Alocasia Regal shield. As you can see, what I like to call the plant print, kind of like the fingerprint, where you can see all the intricate veins on the leaf. Now I got this from Carol's Garden Centre. I've been looking for it for a while, and as standard with the Alocasia, you've got the tuberous stems, but also on the underside of the leaf you do have the veins that are very prominent and obviously highlight once they're in light or sun. I just think it's a beautiful plant. It glistens, it shines, it's very intricate in its detail. There's nothing not to love. And this is the peace lily sensation, because it is sensational. The leaves are absolutely huge. Now as you can see, they're quite embossed. Even along the stem you can see there's ridges and waves which add to its character. And again, it does move just like any other peace lily, and it lets you know when it needs to be watered, but it is actually quite striking, and that's one of the reasons why I love this plant. Now this is the Ficus Elastico Robusta, also known as the rubber plant. Now you'll see with the newer leaves, they are a lighter green, but as the plant and the leaves mature, they do turn into a darker green. Now I did have leaves all the way down these stems, but you'll see where you've got the white circles along the stems, those leaves have fallen off. Now that part of the stem will become woody, because as the plant matures, we'll get new shoots at the top and it'll be more tree-like. So I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing that, and you'll see we've got the tips of where the new leaves will come through, so they are active and still growing. Here is my clay. As you see, the ends are quite crispy. I did cut this plant back because we had a lot of spider mites, and I was hoping that it would acclimatize to the humidity of the room. So we'll just leave it to grow, see how it does, but the colors are striking. This is the second peace lily in my living room, the Wallace Ci, which is slightly larger than your normal kind of peace lily that you may find in the house, but it's lovely. Normal peace lily does the things that peace lilies do, it just gives a bit more size and frames spaces really well. This is the Alocasia Amazonica Poly, one of my first tropical plants. I guess I loved it because of the unusual shape. You've got the embossed veinage that really stands out no matter where you place it, and like normal Alocasias, you do have the definition of their veins. Here is my very first and one and only Dracaena. I really do like this plant. It's grown considerably since I bought it, and it pretty much tolerates any weather, whether it's kind of dry, whether the humidity is high, whether it's in direct light. It grows a lot more when it's got a good amount of heat, so when it's near my radiators. Personally, I'm not telling you to do that, but it does well. And I also love that you've got the red outline on the leaf blades. It's just really striking and it's quite intricate, which also drew me to this plant. So this is somewhat of a propagation table. I actually need to find a place to put all my propagations, but until then, this is where some of them are housed. This is the Hoya Carnosa. As you can see, we've got quite a few good roots in there. I need to pot it up, but I need to find a pot to put it in. I like the leaves because you've just got a little splash of kind of a whitish silver. And we do have a new shoot coming through. We've got a couple actually. So you'll see one there and also one right there. Next we have the Rapidophora Tetrasperma. I got this cutting from a friend when we were able to send plants to Europe. I did a trade for some mycins. Again, you can see we've got a good amount of roots there. I need to find a pot to put it in and where I'm actually going to place it. But I did notice we do have some new growth right there. So that's exciting. Here is my Hoya pollinator, also known as the fishtail Hoya, because the leaves look like fishtails and you've got the veins. I love the veins on this because they're so strong. The contrast against the leaves is great. And yes, I propagated it in perlite. I need to repot it, which means I need to uproot my main plant to add this to it, and I've literally just not got around to it. So this cactus I love. I'm not sure if the name on the pot it came in, it called it a Crestedulasia. Again, we don't always know if they label them correctly, but the variegation, literally I was struck by it. Look at that strip of cream of both of those pieces. It's so beautiful, and I literally couldn't let it pass, so I thought, let me nab it. And as you'll see, it's kind of like a marbling of variegation, which is just really pretty. And I also found, which you'll see shortly, it does have another strip of dark variegation which also caught my eye, and it was basically the reason why I couldn't actually let this go, because I thought, where else am I going to find one like this? See, there you go, you can see that dark kind of mint green strip of variegation up the center. It's just really beautiful. Here is my golden pothos. I took some cuttings, placed it in a jar, and it's done really well. Now when I cut them, they didn't have much variegation on them, but putting them in sun, the variegation is starting to come back, and look at those roots. I know, again, I need to pot it up, but I need to uproot the mother plant and basically put them together, but I'll do that soon. Here's 2 cuttings of aloe vera that I received from a friend. Now they have grown some roots. As you can see, there's some baby shoots in there which I will need to separate. I think some of the bottom I need to cut off and take off some of the lower leaves, but again, I need to find a pot for it, pot it up and then decide on where I'm going to place it, but it's doing really well. For those of you that watch my propagation video, this is cuttings of my string of hearts. Now as you can see, there's quite a few there. I took cuttings from 3 other plants that I have, because I really want to have just basically a large pot of string of hearts just kind of cascading down. So in there you'll see a few bulbs. Some of them are starting to grow some shoots. They're doing okay. They don't grow ridiculously fast, but they will do so in time. So this is them, and you can see that they've got new shoots along the vines, so that's really good to see. So I wanted to show you what the string of hearts look like when they are lit up. As you can see, the backs of the leaves have that shimmer, that purple. As you put them in direct light, they get a deeper purple / burgundy, and they're just really beautiful. Here you can see my Yucca plant disaster. So basically a week ago it was fine, giving me new shoots, and then the leaves started to drop and I was like, oh, took it out of the pot, trimmed off some roots because they had root rot, let it dry out, repotted it, and then these have basically collapsed and fallen over. Now, as you can see, and just kind of squeezing some of the stems there, some were soft. Well, the first one was a bit soft, the second one wasn't too bad. Now looking at the actual trunk, I'm not sure if I can see some growth points there, which we hope potentially maybe, but I know I'm gonna have to chop off the others. So I just wanted to show you this plant to let you know that sometimes it's not all great and beautiful plants, and sometimes things just happen and you have to deal with it. But you know what? We live. So yeah, this is what it looks like now. I'm gonna leave it to dry out and just leave it as it is and see what happens. If it develops, I'll let you know.